Okay, good, good, good. How are you, Master Zak Song? It's so pleasure to meet you, finally.
Yeah, finally meeting you.
Yes, we've known since last year, but this is really first time actually. I feel like I already know you through your old videos, training videos.
Yes, finally meeting you.
I am so happy to have you today. Thank you so much. I'm a myofascial release practitioner.
All right.
We kind
Yes.
of work on the connective tissue.
It's like cleaning up the energy, like acupuncture stuff.
I don't do acupuncture. I
Massage.
use some electric, but by hands, just releasing the connective
All right.
tissue.
It's like an energy healing, eh?
In a way, yes. So since I saw your recent class through Patreon,
Yes.
you are talking about how to heal your injury. I wanted to ask about that.
Mm. I have so many injuries. Have I mentioned I have broke my collarbone?
Ah,
I had so many injuries, but the longest injury is like I was on the bed for a year
oh,
when
really? How long
when
ago was it?
it was long time ago, like decades. My knee injury, my knee
Uh-huh.
like this.
Ah,
But
during your training?
yeah, during training and then after heal up, it was like it really heal up. It's when I came to New Zealand, I started the spiritual journey.
Ah,
Spiritual journey, you can change your mind concept. Once the mind concept changed,
uh-huh.
physically can heal up. If our mind is sick, it's like not
Mm-hmm.
conscious,
Mm-hmm.
you physically cannot heal up because
Mm,
we already give up here.
mm,
Our mind already gave up. So
uh-huh.
the physically, just like physically just like a manifestation of our mind, physical part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
So that was the significant to some challenging
yes,
experience.
yes. Yeah, I'll share with you as well.
Um, so when did you start your this martial art
Training.
practice? Yes.
I started when I was little, maybe like 5. I remember my parents in China,
Mm-hmm.
they taught me Kung Fu first. They taught me martial arts, mainly like a self-defense. Teach you
Uh-huh.
how to defend yourself, like that.
Uh-huh.
And then I watch, in our village, we have people doing martial arts. I watch them and also watch on TV. And then I said, all right, I want to do Kung Fu. So I remember I
Mm-hmm.
asked them, I keep asking them, please send me to Kung Fu school. Please send me to Kung Fu school.
Ah.
In the end, when I was 11, they sent me to the Kung Fu boarding school. At the first, it's not Shaolin Temple. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like, if you talk about Kung Fu in China, it's like quite common in my province. All province, like a Central province, is like a hometown of Kung Fu as well, the hometown of Kung Fu. So there's a Shaolin Temple,
Mm-hmm.
which is another province, like next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Shandong province and Henan province, they are next to each other. They're neighbors. So
Mm-hmm.
Shaolin Temple is in Henan province. So like Shandong province is a hometown of Kung Fu too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like studying to Kung Fu school,
Uh-huh.
next to our village, learning Kung Fu.
So your parents actually taught you.
Yeah, they told me, but they're not that professional. But my father knows self-defense. Like
Uh-huh.
back then,
Uh-huh.
very back then, traditionally people know some martial arts traditionally. And my
Mm-hmm.
father,
Mm-hmm.
he's very interested in martial arts, kung fu. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why
Mm-hmm.
he's
Mm-hmm.
learning himself and learning with others, and then he taught me.
Ah, but I can understand dad. That I can picture, but mom too? Mom?
Mom, yes.
Oh,
My mom, when I was little, I remember she doing cartwheel, doing, punching.
wow, great, great,
Yeah,
skilled kung fu mom. Wow.
yeah. So they both. My mom, my father taught me more. Taught me
Uh-huh.
horse stance. Taught me how to
Mm-hmm.
punch, how to do like self defense, mainly self defense like that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So you said you're little.
When I was like 5 or 6, before that I couldn't remember. I already know I can just do cartwheels,
Wow.
wrestling
No
in the village.
wonder.
Very traditional in the village. And also, it's like back then when I was little, you cannot even imagine back then there's no electricity.
Mm.
Oil lamp,
Yes, yes.
very traditional as back
Uh-huh.
then because we are from a village, which
Mm-hmm.
means the city they develop first,
Uh-huh.
and then the village. That's back then. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
we lit than the cities. So back
Mm-hmm.
then, there's an oil lamp.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my grandparents, they use
Uh-huh.
oil lamp
Uh-huh.
first,
Mm-hmm.
and then after it's candles,
Mm-hmm.
candles are
Yes,
getting
yes.
better,
Uh-huh.
and then electricity.
Ah.
Because there's no electricity
Mm-hmm.
and there's no TV, right? No TV. So
Mm-hmm.
people, we just, we don't play video game like, the modern days, but
Mm-hmm.
we just
Mm-hmm.
like, in the evening, use the moonlight, doing like a hide and seek or playing like
Mm-hmm.
wrestling or, anything like that. It's just like very sporty.
And best way to learn with your body.
Yeah, and then gradually even though when I was at the Kung Fu school, we
Mm-hmm.
be a fit, like a connect to the nature, we be a fit training.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like connect to the nature. So otherwise
Mm-hmm.
it's like disconnected.
Mm-hmm. 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 Well, you said to be apart from your parents when you were only 11 and went to the boarding school, and after that is another training started. So you've been doing like over how many decades? I cannot even
Yeah,
tell.
been many like decades and decades. I cannot remember, maybe 27 years been training and teaching. 27 years. Being through like when you do professional training in the boarding school, especially when you started very little,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be very passionate about it, and also
Mm-hmm.
you are really enjoying it and in that energy.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're not enjoying it. Full-time training can be too much, and then people not enjoying it, they will give up. So same as in our everyday life, if we
Mm-hmm.
do something, we
Mm-hmm.
have to ask ourselves: Is this something I'm looking for? If
Mm-hmm.
yes, okay, we devote it to it, and then we're
Mm-hmm.
enjoying it. So when we're enjoying it, we are like playing, right? Like having fun. So we don't get bored, fed up with it.
Mm-hmm. So, martial art and Zen, are they connected? Right? I know like a Shaolin martial
Shaolin
arts.
Kung-fu, yes.
Mm-hmm. Like
Shaolin Kung-fu,
Bodhidharma
yeah,
created the
Buddha.
Ijinjin. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So, are you a practitioner of Zen? Like,
Good question. Uh, to be honest, because when we are doing this kind of topic, sometimes people, just say too much. But that doesn't matter. I think,
Mhm.
doesn't matter Zen or I don't say too much. You know, universal truth is the same. We
Mhm.
just use different names. Like,
Mhm.
for example, in we call Zen, right?
Mhm.
Maybe in other words, they don't call Zen. They call maybe different.
Mhm. Mhm. Isn't it Taoism philosophy too? Isn't it?
Taoism is like, for example, I say straightforward, but
Mhm.
Tao with emptiness,
Mhm.
they talk about the same thing in Taoism. They just use different word for it. It's like in English there's apple, but in Chinese we don't call apple, we call 苹果. But actually they mean the same thing. But because different period of time, different culture, people say different name. Let's talk about Zen, and Zen people say like there's in Buddhism called emptiness, right? Emptiness.
Yes.
But in different religions, they don't call emptiness, but then they are fighting for the words. So which one is right, which one is wrong? I think that's just a waste of time. And really, it's like it's like the water we drink. Once we really drink the water, we know the taste of water. But before we don't know it, and we just use words. Our water tastes like sweet, tastes like that, but we're trying to describe it. But once we really taste it, we don't need to say it. We just feel it. So the Zen is like sometimes people say your Buddhism is different from Christian. Christian is different from they argue, but I think universal truth is the same.
I agree.
But until there's no meaning to like argue about which one is true or not. Until once you experience it, because then it's beyond physical. It's like beyond the religions, you can say, beyond what you look like. But once you experience it, doesn't matter where I'm from China, you're from Japan, or some people from Europe or USA, and we see beyond the body, we see beyond the physical, we are all like brothers and sisters.
It's interesting because my very first guest was a fashion model. He's from Hungary and he's a fashion model. How I connected with him was through martial art. He
All right.
has the practice. He's been to China for his fashion model job, but he fell in love with Chinese culture and then he practiced the martial arts. And so my question to him was, like, are you a kind of a black sheep in a fashion industry, do Zen, or some of your friends, even those models in a totally different world from me, that's how I feel, but some of them kind of practice Zen. And he said, what is Zen, first of all?
Yeah.
And just like you said, yeah, you can call Zen, but the people actually sort of Zen action without even knowing this is Zen.
It's like for example, it doesn't matter what they believe, as long as they can reach real peace of mind, they have peace of mind, they feel grateful for life, and also they enjoy life, and then so that's important. Some doesn't matter, some people, even though I know some people they practice Zen, they say they practice Zen, but they still in a conflict, mentally, you can see mentally quite angry, and same as with the other, religions as well. It doesn't matter what you believe, you really can have a peace of mind, be grateful, and be thankful, and let the love, the true love come out. And that's doesn't matter what you believe, doesn't matter as long as you can reach that as beyond the word. That's what I think.
I like the Zen philosophy because how it developed was not from the textbook, but from your own experience. So I have another question. So when you do Qigong, especially slow movement, do you feel like you are actually doing meditation?
Yes, because this topic is Zen. So I was just trying to say, not let people to confuse it. So now we can move back to the topic. We talk about the Zen.
Okay.
In Zen has a meditation in movement. This actually one of the practice for Zen is they when they're walking, they slow down, and also when they're eating, they slow down as well. Have you heard of this? And normally they walk like this. That's their old habit. So they want to slow down, which means they can start from physically first, slow down the movement, and gradually help them, let's say a bowl of water. If you want the water to calm, be still, what are we going to do? We're going to move the bowl or leave there. Or leave there. Yeah. So the reading, the walking, the slow down is gradually their mind, their thought will slow down at the same time. So that's why if they too fast, he is too fast. They cannot observe. They don't have the awareness to, to observe. So when they slow down, is to create a space in between physically and mind. There's a space in between. Just for example, at first the thought, when they think about something angry, just attach to it. Their mind, their physical body will react to it. I'm going to punch you. They're angry, they punch. But when they slow down, it is in the Zen practice. They slow down, walking slowly, eating slowly. They can taste the flavor when they're eating. Anything like you taste something, there's a rhythm, right? There's taste. You can feel it, which means before they were just, for example, they were numbed, and then now they feel, wow, our body is like an organic body. They can feel, we can feel our breath, we can feel our heartbeats, we can feel the flavor, and also go deeper. They can have that awareness when emotion come up. They notice it. They don't attach to the straight away to the physical body, and then in the mind, they will have a wisdom because they have a space. They can see that in the behind is like a space. Observe the thought. They notice it. They can dissolve it. If they cannot notice it, they cannot change it. They cannot dissolve it. So that's like when you do Tai Chi and Qigong, where we slow down. Now, slow down is letting you to feel, right? To feel the movement. You can feel it. And then you can, sometimes people can feel the energy, right? Energy vibrating, in and out. And then that means they already, the mind already calmed down. So yes, Tai Chi, in the Zen, there's a meditation in motion. Tai Chi and Qigong, it's the same. But once you know how to apply this method in Tai Chi and Qigong, you can use the same method applying to Kung Fu. It's the same method. If you know how to use it, you can use Kung Fu, like meditation in motion as well, like Shaolin Kung-fu, right?
But the Shaolin Kung-fu is a fighting technique, correct? Defense and this fighting technique. So
Yes.
when you do Kung Fu, what is it? So you have to fight. Where's
Good question.
this like anger or some kind of energy to fight needs to come
Yes.
out. So
That's a
how
very
do
good
you?
question, Hitomi. This time you've been asking a lot of good questions. All right. In Kung Fu, for example, right? And we use something, for example, let's see walking, right? Walking. Okay. Walking, we can walk peacefully. We know, once we know it, we can walk, I can enjoy walk, I can walk peacefully. Or if I'm angry, I can walk angrily. Yes? All right. So Kung Fu, let's say there's some moves, right? Let's say a punch. For example. Okay. I can use, if you know how, but some people, even though, let's just say straightforward, some people, even though they practice Shaolin Kung Fu, And also, even though, see, I have hair now. Back then, we don't have hair, right? Well, I didn't have hair, just like a monk. But physical is not that important. It's the mental, this internal part important. Some people, they practicing Kung Fu. I know there's no judgment. Some people practice Shaolin Kung-fu, but the outside, they still experiencing the, the fighting part, how to, and you make this move very lethal, very powerful. So that's, I've been through that as well. When I was doing Shaolin Kung Fu, we know, this must be very good. One elbow, the other person, your opponent cannot take it, just knock them off. The stronger, the better. But then gradually, I've been, I'll talk to you about this. I've been through injuries, big injuries in my life. My back, like out of shape, my collarbone broken, my knees, everything is quite a lot of injuries. And then I was like physically, let's say, physically quite injured. And then I was if I try to fight someone, I make others people injured. At the same time, sometimes I get myself injured. And then it's like you're creating duality. It's like you always have enemy outside. And then I started to go within the spiritual journey. When we go spiritual journey, even though, let's be honest, back then when I was doing Shaolin Kung-fu, I was focused on the physical part. Even though I was in Shaolin Temple, I didn't follow the Zen. I was following the Kung Fu. Kung Fu, right? Make your skills become very good. But once you get injured, once you've been through like from to the bottom of your life, you fall down, and you're injured, I will start to question myself. I say, what's the meaning of life? Right? And then I start doing spiritual healing, which is go within. When I start to go within, and then all of my injuries, fully heal up properly. Before it heal up, it didn't heal up properly, maybe just physically. Physically connected, but still sometimes still pain. If I do something, I still feel pain. And then once it started to fully heal up is when I change the mind thinking, change the mind, the way how I used to think, like the old habit. And then gradually, when I'm doing Kung Fu, now we're back to your question. In Kung Fu, right, there's a punch. It depends on you how you're going to use it. So we can use punch. If we know how to use it, we can use it like a meditation in motion. I can punch slow or I can punch fast. But you know how to understand how the energy works, you flow with it. Of course, in some kind of circumstances, if someone, I'm not looking for trouble, but someone come here to pick on me, I know how to use Kung Fu to defend myself, right? So it depends on Shaolin Kung Fu. It depends on how you're going to use it. Or you're going to use it as like a weapon, or you're going to use it, for health and well-being. But it doesn't mean you don't know how to use as self-defense. Someone trying to punch you, you don't know how to use it. You have to have the wisdom. Someone come to hurt you, you know how to defend yourself, right? Yeah, that's just depends on how you're going to use it.
Okay, I see. Well, you said because of the serious injury, you were bedridden for a year. Like one big one was like entire year, right? That's pretty heavy injury. So was it the opportunity for your spiritual journey? That's where kind of like shifted, or you gradually started the small injury to small injury?
No, when injured that time, I was injured my knee.
Mm-hmm.
My knee just like when once I was doing a flip and a turn,
Mm-hmm.
and then back then we didn't use protection, and then injured my knee, my right knee, which means my good leg, my best leg is my
Mm-hmm.
right leg.
Mm-hmm.
Once I injured my knee, it's like when I just twist my knee, it just it pop out like this. Not all the way, it pop out like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't feel any pain. I was playing with it because it just happened. I said, "Oh, my knee pop again." I said, "Oh, again and again," because because it was so painful when it's become, and when it's become very painful, it become numb. Become
Mm-hmm.
numb. I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh." I played for a while. Come on.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
And then afterwards, oh, maybe I don't know when. It's just like suddenly started everything come up
Uh,
about the pain. It's like using a net, trying to scratch your bone, like peel your bones. Oh, it's so painful. And then
mm.
realize, oh, there's something wrong.
Yeah, wow.